Hey guys, welcome. Today I'm going to talk about what makes a guy or a foreigner seems creepy to us Filipinas, but it can also refer to other women, not just to us Filipinas. So basically, I'm going to give you some guys' behavior that will make them seems creepy that maybe some of them are not aware that they came across as creepy. So anyway, if you're interested in this kind of conversation, please keep on watching. Not going to base on a physical appearance. It doesn't matter how you look like. You can be a very good looking and very attractive man, but still came across as creepy. You know, a lot of good looking guys actually make this mistake because they think they are good looking and they can't go wrong. So they make this mistake. You can be a very good looking guy, and if you do this behavior, you will still be disappointed. All right, so number one is stare. It is hard not to stare a beautiful woman, like for example in a coffee shop, but don't stare at her to the point that would make her feel uncomfortable. Women doesn't want to be stared at, by a stranger. Like, if she catch uh you staring at her, just come up to her and introduce yourself if you really like her, but don't do just sit there and stare at her. That would be so strange, and it would be weird. Any person, even men, they don't want to be stared by a stranger. So anyway, please don't do that mistake just to stare at a woman in a coffee shop. If you really like her, just be confident and go come up to her and try to talk to her, not just sitting there and stare at her the whole time. It would make you look creepy, believe me. No women that want to be stared by a stranger, you know. So please keep that in mind. So number two is the weird body language. Okay. I'm not saying that men should be perfect. Maybe you just have some anxiety or trauma experience from the past, but please try to control yourself. I'll give you an example, like a guy who put his hands inside his pocket the whole time. The really weird for us women. And also one example is if you can look at her at eye to eye at least for a few seconds, like it's also bad if you just um stare at her like that the whole time, like you know you having a date with her and you just look at her the whole time. It's also bad, but just a balance. You know what I mean? You can look at her in her eye and look away for a few seconds. Yeah, that's the trick. But please don't be this guy that you talking to her in your eyes like that. You start staring at everywhere and can't even look at her eye to eye. So it is very important. That's one sign that weird body language, by the way. So there's some other stuff, but again, you don't have to be so perfect. All of us have some weird body language, but just have some control and be yourself and be confident. I know, especially in a first date, we could be very nervous. It's quite exciting moment, but yeah, please be careful not to be came across as creepy because of your body language. So number three is being clingy or being touchy. Okay, so you come across these women that maybe attractive to you, you like her, and you're having conversation with her, and so basically you are a stranger to each other, and please don't start being touchy or clingy because women doesn't want to being touched by a stranger. I mean, honestly, most women would make them feel so uncomfortable. you know Maybe you're just being sweet, but it takes time to be in that stage. You have to wait until she's comfortable around you before you can do that, even just hold her hands. It takes time to be at that stage. So please, if you are just a stranger to this person, don't start hugging or holding her hands, because it can make them feel really uncomfortable, honestly. So please keep that in mind. So number 4 is you cannot accept no. Okay, so maybe you ask a woman for a date and she turned you down, she said no, and you trying to push her to change her mind to go out with you even though she already said no. Please don't do that, guys. If a woman really into you, she will not hesitate to say yes, because she doesn't want to lose that opportunity. So if she said no already, please accept that. It's not the end of the world. There's a lot of women out there. So just continue looking. Please do not chase a woman. Women doesn't want to be chased. Number 5, don't came across like her stalker. I'll give you an example. Like you bump into a beautiful woman at the gym or in the shopping mall or in a coffee shop, but you introduce yourself to her, but you forgot to ask her phone or her Facebook or her Instagram, but instead you're so excited because you got asleep because you're into her. She's attractive to you. So instead, you did your own investigation and you find her Facebook and her Instagram, and you randomly message her. Yes, it is bad to do that, because it will make you look like her stalker, and women doesn't yeah, that will make her feel uncomfortable. She will think that you're stalking her or you're spying on her. To avoid this situation, always remember to ask her number or her messenger, so you don't have to go through uh disappointments, because don't take the risk, because maybe some women doesn't bother them, but in most cases women doesn't like that. So anyway, just ask her number if you're really into her. Number 6 is sending long sweet messages. Okay. So I'm not saying it is bad to express how you feel, but if you're in a stage of just getting to know her, but you started sending her a long sweet messages, like I'll give you an example. There are some guys who would actually do that, that would like oh, I would across the heaven and the earth just to be with you. I would, like, that unbelievable messages, like it's so cringe. It is for me. Actually, for me, it is such a big red flag when a guy is sending a very long messages trying to, it's so weird, guys. Please don't do that. Yeah, just be simple message. She would appreciate, because if you're sending her a long message, she won't appreciate any word of that. So you can just send her a 3 line of message, and she would appreciate that more than a long sweet message, because it would make you look weird. Yeah, it is. Believe me. I know there's some guys like that. Maybe they're just being sweet. They just wanna express how they feel, but again, that would make you look desperate, and it is weird. It is weird. And some guys like that are normally, ending up becoming controlling. Like, please don't sending her a lot of messages, like controlling her. Oh, what are you doing? Why you didn't respond to me? Oh, where have you been in this and that? Please don't do that, because women doesn't want to feel that way. They don't want to feel being controlled, especially if you are just getting to know each other, if you're just dating, so please be careful. It is very important to not to came across that way. Next is inappropriate compliment. Okay, so I think most of you already knew, I hope, what is inappropriate and appropriate compliment to say to a woman that is basically you both are stranger to each other. That's what I mean. Like maybe like if it's your first time to go on a date with her, please be careful what kind of compliment you are going to give her. Like, for example, just to avoid this, don't tell her like sexually compliment, like telling her how good her body shape is. I think it is very inappropriate. For me, it is like that would make her feel uncomfortable, really. It takes time to be comfortable with a person. It takes time, so maybe it's okay sooner or later when she's comfortable with you. But if you're just a stranger to her, please don't say that words, because that would make her feel uncomfortable and make you seem creepy. Yeah, so please keep that in mind. So this is the last one, asking and sending her your inappropriate picture, your inappropriate thing down there. Don't do that, guys, because it is so bad. Okay, so I had a friend, I asked her, why don't she have a bad experience with a Filipino, and I told her maybe you can try dating a foreigner, and she said, oh, I don't want to, because most of the foreigners that I communicate online, they asking me to send my thing, and they are sending a random inappropriate picture. So some Filipina have that impression, because there are some guys would do that, and they just gonna get black from Filipina, because it is obvious that it is creepy for a guy to do that. It is creepy. Okay, so please don't do that mistake. I don't think a person that in his right mind would do that, you know, especially to a stranger. Are you kidding me? Do not do that, guys. If you really want a Filipina that would take you seriously, please do not do that. Be respectful. Okay, so please, guys, be. It is funny because I had an experience a long, long time ago. My mom, that's her first time using using Facebook. I had a video, actually. I was videotaping her, and she said, just a random guys. My mom doesn't know who's to accept, and she's just clicking, everything. So around 2 a.m., someone called her. She thought that was my sister that works in Singapore, and she answered it. And there's a stranger guy, what do you call it, doing inappropriate stuff while video calling with my mom. It was my mom was telling me when she was laughing, it was crazy. So I told her, do not accept stranger on your Facebook, because there are some that is very disrespectful that would do that stuff, and it is crazy. Then another example is, I had a family member, actually, and she is long distance relationship with a foreigner. In this foreigner, I keep asking a picture of her hand and her foot, and she actually told me, she said, Leia, it seems, her boyfriend seems, yeah, it makes her feel uncomfortable because her boyfriend asked a picture of her foot. She asked me, actually, what's that mean? You know? And I was like, yeah, it's really strange for a guy. What would you do with the foot picture? What would he do with a picture of your foot? It's not even attractive. So I don't know, maybe some women have attractive foot, but I don't like my foot in a way. I would not do that. I would not send my picture of my foot. And I think that's very strange. Anyway, that's the end, and maybe some of you have this behavior. Maybe you're not aware that it would make you seem creepy. None of us is perfect, but it's not too late for us to change that habit or to change that behavior. So please, to avoid disappointments at the end, keep this in mind, and try to control, not to do it, because I don't think you want to came across as creepy, right? So thank you so much, guys, and I hope you learned something from this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!